We have been listening to an accident reconstruction expert breaking down the physics in the Karen Read murder retrial, saying the state's theory doesn't add up. Daniel Wolfe testified the damage to Karen Read's SUV couldn't have happened without way more force than the scenario the prosecution is alleging, that Karen Read hit John O'Keefe with her car. They're also questioning, this expert's also questioning how the state reached its conclusions on what happened and the test that they conducted here. Let's bring in ABC News Live weekend anchor Phil Lipof and criminal defense attorney Phil Harvey. Phil Harvey, I want to bring you in on, this is sort of a two-pronged testimony here. Not only is this witness saying that the state's theory of what happened doesn't add up, but also insinuating something else happened to this SUV for it to sustain this damage, which sort of goes to the defense's theory that there's corruption at play here.
That's right, Diane. And I think the testimony in particular about those internal diffusers is really central to the defense attorney's theory in advancing that sort of two-pronged approach you just described. The amount of force required to break the initial red cover of the taillight is obviously less than the amount of force required to start breaking the internal components of the taillight. And what's interesting about this testimony is the defense attorney did run into some troubles with their dog bite expert testimony. And I think the state is running into similar troubles because the state's expert just basically did what Daniel Wolfe described, the defense expert described as a static test, not accounting for the force involved. And at the end of the day, the state just has a similar problem, which is they're saying the geometry of the taillight matches the injuries on the arm. And that's really a difficult scientific conclusion to draw.
What are you watching for next here?
Well, Phil's right. Beyond a difficult science.
Sorry, it's Phil and Phil. That's a little confusing.
Call it Phil squared. We're just doing this to mess with you today. But Phil's right. You talk about that test, right? And then you put it together with other witnesses. For instance, the Dighton sergeant who was there that night, Dighton police officer. Dighton's a town where the vehicle was towed from, who said, yeah, I saw that light cracked, but it was a 6-inch by 2 to 3-inch piece of taillight. And then they showed him a picture of what the taillight looked like in the Sally port, and it was totally shattered. And he said, that is not what it looked like when I saw it being towed. You put that together with this, and you get what the defense is getting at.
All right. Phil Lipof, Phil Harvey, thank you both.